Welcome to another bonus episode.
Hitting me with the angsty music. I love it.
Yes. Uh, yeah, I guess I slightly preemptively moved us over to the location map, but everybody's gone to sleep. I guess, yeah, it's time to sneak out.
I imagine she's tossing and turning with the new uh with that note and everything. So like, and she's just like, she sighs and uh she'll sneak out the window.
Alright, give me a stealth check. It'll be real awkward if you fail it. Yeah, that's perfectly fine. Um, you'll slip out the window into the night. It's, no longer raining, but still a little on the chillier side.
Probably go straight to 024. Then to the Grumpy Hog teleporter.
All right. Yeah, you do that with no issue. It's a pretty familiar path at this point.
Pretty much like takes a look at the Grumpy Hog. No, she won't see anything, but like, yeah, she's just like little flitting thoughts of timber and Maine. Yeah.
How late do you think it would be that she would have waited?
When did we go to bed?
I don't think it was incredibly late, but
Maybe about 10?
okay. So then the Grumpy Hog would actually probably still be open for another hour or two. Um, Monday night, so not busy.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's not what she's wanting to do, so she keeps going.
All right, heading straight for the bridge.
Yep.
All right. As you approach the center of the bridge, the guard station there will sort of hail you. Evening. Got your papers in order?
Right here. And she'll pull out um, the card.
Question: Have you taken the sticky note off of it?
She would have, yeah.
Okay. Um, you'll see him look at it, take out a wand and tap it to the card, and then nod, hand the card back to you. Um, kind of gesture with the wand in the air beside him, and you'll see a bit of a shimmer in the air there. And he'll wave you on and tell you to have a good night.
Thank you very
Stay safe.
much. Um, yeah, she'll immediately like go through.
Alrighty. Yeah, no issue. Just like when you were crossing with Tyriad the other night. Um, are you heading straight for Club Pyre?
Yeah, probably.
Okay. Give me a either survival or history. See how well you remember how to get back there. Yeah, you find it all right. Um, pretty easy. You remember it being a straight shot from the bridge, so you just kind of walk until you come across the familiar sight. Um, less busy than it would have been when you found Tyriad here Saturday night, or I suppose more aptly Sunday morning. Um, but still fairly busy.
She takes a deep breath in, lets it out, and she'll walk in.
All right. I imagine there would probably be some form of live music. Um, as before, the entire place is lit exclusively by firelight through various torches, braziers, fireplaces dotting around the place. um, and yeah, the bartender's not too busy, but doesn't really acknowledge you just yet.
Um, I guess she'll just kind of wait at the bar, just taking in everything until he does acknowledge her.
Yeah, probably just be a minute or two as he kind of finishes up with the customers he's with. It kind of realizes you're just sort of waiting. Um, so he'll come up. Give me a history check real quick. Um, you'll see it's a sort of pale-looking guy, dark eyes, black hair. Um, humanoid, it seems, and you'll recognize that it is the same person that you saw Saturday night.
All right.
And he'll come up to you. I can even. Can I get you something?
Um, was wondering if Lem was around. Um, I uh, I think he's from Underland, which I'm from, so
Give me an insight check. You'll see as you say the name Lem, he'll kind of uh, give you a bit of an odd look. Um, and then when you mention the Underland thing, you'll see him kind of nod slowly. Yeah, sure, I can get him for you. Just wait here for a minute, all right?
she'll give him a nod.
He'll head off, sort of pausing to check in with a couple of customers at the bar as he does. you'll see him sort of lean into a back room, and then come back. Probably make someone a drink, and then come back to you and ask if he can get you anything while you wait.
Any elven wine?
Yeah, we got a couple bottles.
I'll take a glass.
He'll nod and get you that. Um, Good few minutes will probably go by, um, just kind of waiting at the bar. Uh, Give me a perception check. Solid rolls tonight,
Yeah.
so far. um,
Until.
until it matters. um, yeah, you'll notice at some point, a tall sort of insectoid figure, um, approaching you from the sort of back of the main sort of bar room. Um, Kind of lanky, a little bit taller than you. Antennas, big shimmering sapphire bug eyes. At first glance, he kind of appears to be wearing some kind of black like cloak or cape over his clothes. But as you sort of look at him a bit more, you realize that is in fact wings that are folded down sort of against his body. He kind of waltzes towards you, stops a little bit away, hands on his hips, tilts his head slightly, kind of regards you for a minute, and then gives a soft smile. Um, Goes, "Well, I'll be. So the rumors are true after all." And he'll come and come sit next to you, sort of lean back against the bar.
Um,
Um, as he sits down, the bartender will automatically set down a martini glass filled with like an emerald green liquor,
uh,
which he just kind of takes without saying anything.
uh, rumors. Uh, what kind of rumors?
That there was another of us in the city, darling. It's been a long time. I can honestly say I didn't expect to see another of your kind again.
She kind of feels like her, like any of the tenseness in her shoulders just kind of melt away. I am very happy to see you. Um, she kind of just doesn't know what to say.
He'll kind of just sort of look at you for a minute, sort of sipping in his drink. um, and if it wasn't obvious, yes, you'd recognize him as being one of the butterfly natives of Wonderland. Um, and after a minute, just kind of regarding you, uh, he'll ask, "So, what can I do for you, my dear?"
Um, she kind of like looks down, like sheepishly. Um, well, I was kind of looking for. Well, I was wanting to meet you, but also I hold on, I need to check something.
Mhm. Put the buffering screen in.
Um, I was wondering if you had access to a certain substance.
Um, you'll see him kind of tilt his head ever so slightly and then smile. Of course, darling. I well, naturally you were invited, although membership is usually exclusive. As far as I'm concerned, dear, we're family now, so anything I can do for you. And he'll sort of finish the drink, stand up, kind of gesture for you to come with him. Come, come.
How much would the wine be?
Uh, as far as price wise, you have not been prompted or given a price at this point.
Oh, okay. I mean, she'll just follow.
You'll notice as you walk away, the bartender will pick up both your and his glasses and just sort of clean them, not say anything. And Lem will lead you through the crowd, um, towards the back of the room, down a short hallway, into a quiet, empty back room. The room itself, just sort of a small seating space, a couple couches and chairs, some like tapestries on the wall, whatnot. Um, one wall of the room, most of the wall is taken up by a sort of doorway-sized kind of display. If you could picture one of those like waterfall, like indoor waterfall displays that some places have, where it like runs down part of the wall and like
Mm-hmm.
cycles back up. It's that except with fire.
Oh, that's cool.
And he comes into the room, sort of pauses for a moment, goes up to this sort of wall of fire, and he'll out a hand to you, beckoning you to follow. Come now, the fire won't burn you, darling. And you'll see him step through, disappearing through the flames.
I think she would like, despite logic, whatever she. I think she would trust him enough to just not even hesitate and just go and follow.
All right, yeah, you step through, and sure enough, you just feel nothing. It's as if you just stepped through an empty doorway. Um, However, as you come through the other side, at first you can't really see anything. Um, the room you're in is fairly dark, and you were just staring at a wall of fire, which, even though the fire itself wasn't real,
Very
your eyes
bright.
sort of take a moment to adjust. Yes.
Yeah.
You are, however, as soon as you pass through the sort of threshold, hit with an almost overwhelming scent of incense, tobacco, opium smoke, sort of hanging thick in the air. And as your eyes start to adjust, you realize that you are now standing in a pretty cut and dry opium den. I mean, it looks like the sort of classic, nicer ones that you might envision. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Sort of dimly lit room, giving off just kind of enough light to navigate safely. Um, Purple lanterns sort of dotted around. The space itself is fairly large, but kind of hard to get a read on how big it actually is. As a lot of it's sort of divided off by curtains, kind of sectioning off areas to provide some privacy. A number of couches, cushions, lounge chairs, blankets, whatnot, with a good number of people sort of lounging around, smoking whatever substance they've chosen to smoke. And you'll see Lem making his way towards the center of the room, sitting down on a sort of fainting couch style seat in the center. Kind of lounges back in it, and as he does, he spreads his wings, which cast a iridescent blue glow across the place, brightening it up considerably. And you'll also see this kind of highlights the smoke sort of swirling in the air. Um, he'll pick up the pipe of a hookah sitting on the floor next to him and take a hit from it. Kind of gestures rather vaguely around, and he'll go, "Please make yourself at home, dear. Someone will be around to attend to you whenever you need."
Okay. Uh, she probably will sit like very nearby. Like, she's kind of just in awe of his wings and like like all the like light that it puts on everything, and yeah.
Kind of gives a sort of ethereal glow to the place.
It very much
Uh,
reminds me of home.
are you saying that to him?
Yeah, yeah.
Um, he'll give you a very sort of warm smile. Well, our home was a large inspiration for the aesthetic of the place.
Makes me very homesick.
Just kind of slowly nod, probably taking another drag off of his pipe. You'll notice he is acting spacey and whatnot, but he does seem to just kind of be taken with looking at you. Like he's just kind of not staring, but he keeps kind of like looking you up and down, sort of tilting his head, taking you in and whatnot.
Is it is it like a I guess is it like a how her one of her clients would like look at her, or is it just because she is like, from that like his world?
Yeah, give me an insight check. It's purely sort of a curious interest kind of um mix of, you can tell he's absolutely intrigued by you. Um
Mhm.
and you do get a bit of this sort of homesick kind of nostalgia sort of taking you in because he hasn't seen anyone like you in a very, very long time, you could assume.
Mhm. Um What's your name?
You can call me Lem.
Just Lem?
Yes.
Okay.
And you?
I'm Echo.
Wonderful. Well, welcome to the family, Echo. It's a shame Clancy's not here tonight, but you'll meet him soon enough, I'm sure.
Clancy?
Kind of, take a long hit. Yes, he's from our home as well.
She almost gets like a very like excited look about her. Um can you describe Clancy?
He'll give a very soft, chuckle. Well, he's, nervous, as all rabbits tend to be, I suppose. He owns a tinkering shop, not too far from here. Down in the commercial ward.
Oh. I'll have to visit him as well. Though
He gives sort of a slow nod.
I guess I don't want to make him nervous though.
Yes. See, he's got kind of just a sort of spacey, kind of dreamy look about him.
Now this is out of character. Is he exactly from her world? Exactly? Or is this like it's close enough?
Not your exact timeline.
Okay.
Um,
And she knows that, right?
you wouldn't really be able to know that for sure without asking.
Okay.
That being said, he probably would at this point um ask you. Uh, you said Underland, yes?
Yes.
We'll sort of hum for a moment. So you're from the same place as Clancy, then?
Sorry, what was
My
that?
world is you're from the same place as Clancy, then?
Okay.
In my version, it's called Wonderland. Seems to be some subtle differences.
She gives a little chuckle. Wonderland's what my daughter used to call it.
Well, isn't that strange? And he'll kind of smile at that.
It is very much Underland, but Claire didn't care if that's what it was. What the real name was, anyway.
Children can be quite intuitive, I suppose.
Did, Clancy ever, encounter, uh, any horrifying things in Underland?
Oh, sure. And he'll just kind of nod, not not really elaborate beyond that.
I, I, I see. I guess that might be a question for him. Maybe.
I'm sure he'd love to talk about it with you. Are you sitting nearby having this conversation, or are you still standing in?
She's sitting nearby.
Okay. Um, After probably at this point, someone would come up to you, uh, ask what they can get you.
Oh, opium?
See them just kind of nod, walk off. Uh, Probably a couple minutes go by, and then they'll reappear, carrying a similar hookah to what Lem is using. Place it beside you, walk off.
Oh, God. Here we go. Yeah, she'll. Yeah.
Give me a con save, just seeing how your tolerance is at this point, how hard it hits you. Yeah, I mean you've smoked it before, so it's a familiar process. Doesn't hit you right away, but imagine after even just like the first hit or two, you start to feel the relaxing sort of sedative effects of it. Feeling your body start to relax.
Like, I feel like she was more at ease with Lem, but also there is, like, more of a tenseness at the situation, that
Hmm.
does melt away after a bit, so. She just, like, leans back and just lets it hit her, I guess.
Yeah. Um, I guess, question. Would she be like fully like leaning back, eyes closed, just like vibing out, or still kind of keeping her wits about her, looking around?
She might be just vibing out, eyes closed.
All right. Um, as you're sort of feeling it, start to take more effect. um, probably wouldn't be too long after actually getting the setup and whatnot, and starting your sesh, as it were. Um, you'll hear Lem say to someone, "Oh, strange to see you here on a weeknight." Um, and then a familiar voice, as you'll hear Tyriad um, say, "Yes, well, I'm here on business tonight, Lem. So
She will freeze at that. Uh,
you'll hear the conversation continue, Lem kind of going. So it's true then she is an employee of yours, which Tyriad will sort of make a confirmative, uh, sort of, yeah.
that's her body will go rigid, and she'll, I guess, right herself and like open her eyes.
As you do, you'll see Tyriad dressed probably the most casual you would have seen him by this point. He's just got a black turtleneck on. And he'll be starting to approach you as you sit up and open your eyes. Um, as you do, he'll stop a couple feet away from you. Kind of give a slight nod, and then probably take a seat in a chair like next to the lounge seat that you're on.
She's gonna look away. She's gonna be so ashamed, actually.
Sorry to disturb you.
That's nothing. I guess I should have realized that might have, I might see you here, so.
Kind of be a little quiet for a second. Kind of look like he is sort of thinking about something. And then go. I'm not here to lecture you or anything like that. I was just hoping we could talk. If you would not be opposed to it.
Sure. Go ahead and talk.
Kind of clear his throat. I I did want to assure you that I did not say anything to Ash about your condition.
The way she was staring.
She is a very intuitive healer. It's quite likely that she's able to sense you're injured, but it would only be her nature to be concerned. Can I can I ask why you don't want her help?
I don't want anybody to see. The only reason I showed you is to help make the pain better. Should probably take another, hit.
Mm-hmm. God damn, man. For such a broken character, I roll fucking shit as Tyriat.
Oh no. What is that?
um, general insight
Oh.
on what kind of what the situation is and why Echo is feeling the way that she's about it. Um, he'll kind of frown a little bit. You know, I understand the appeal of a place like this. Um, I mean, you know why. Well, but wouldn't you rather simply be done with the pain?
I would. But I don't. I'm not worthy of it.
You'll see him frown at that. Um, kind of look a little concerned. Don't don't be silly, Echo. You don't deserve to be in pain. You see him kind of look like he's thinking about something for a second, kind of debating something in his head. Um, and then he'll go, you know, Ash is she doesn't ask questions. She can certainly keep a secret. He'll give you a bit of a sheepish look. Um, she's certainly done as much for me on a number of occasions.
think you realize that these it reminds me of what I'm doing this for.
Surely there are other reminders that don't necessitate you being in physical pain.
If it's not me in pain, it's others. And I'm very worried for my girls.
Your girls.
Did I not tell you what I was?
Out of character, has she?
I don't remember.
I feel like she hasn't, but I could be wrong.
Well, then she. Yeah, that's fine. We can just go off that.
I don't believe you have.
She will look him in the eye, kind of lean towards him. I am nothing but a common whore. Running a brothel. Just so those women can have a place to be safe. So they can get income to feed their families. And I am the one who takes the brunt of all the men who decide to be violent. If I'm not there, who does that fall on, Tyriad?
You'll see him just kind of look at her, sort of sad look on his face for a moment. Um, he'll look down at his hands, kind of sigh. I believe me, I know how hard it is not to know what's going on out there. We've all left things behind that kind of trail off and then clear his throat. Look up at you again. But what I can tell you is that they wouldn't want you to be suffering needlessly, not when you don't have to be. Just think it over, if you would, please. You don't have to commit to anything tonight, but
If they feel pain, I don't think I could live with myself. I'm supposed to take care of them. Hell, I'm supposed to be there for Claire, but I'm not.
I know it's not much, but I will remind you that we don't know what's going on from the outside perspective. It's quite possible that in some way or another, some form of you is still there, or that when when we do get out of here, when we get back, you'll find no time has passed in the interim. It's easy to latch on to the worst case scenario, I know. Believe me, I know, but we can't assume that that's the what's really going on.
She'll just probably take another hit off the thing. How is Lem looking through all this?
He's been, you could probably tell fairly easily that he's been listening in, not really trying to hide it. To be fair, you guys aren't really trying to not have him hear you.
I mean, I
Um,
don't think she cares.
yeah, but he hasn't really been reacting to anything. He's just kind of watching you guys and smoking. Also, at some point, probably around now, um, the same guy would who brought you your opium would probably come up to Tyria to ask him if he wants anything, and he'll kind of wave them off, say no, not tonight.
Echo will probably return to the previous position where she's just laying back, but her eyes will be open and she's just staring at the ceiling. Gurn tried to kill himself the other day.
Give me an insight roll. Was it that 26? Or was that from before?
Huh?
Was it the 26 that you just rolled, or was that from earlier? I didn't actually see
I
it
just
pop
I
up.
just
No.
rolled that 26.
Okay. Um, you could. You said you're not looking at him, right?
Somewhat she might like
Maybe glance at him as she says that kind of thing.
yeah.
Um, you'd see him uh for a moment, and as this tends to be with him, you've probably picked up on a couple times now. You'll see a flash of his genuine reaction. Um, but he generally tends to sort of hold a very neutral sort of poker face. Um, But you'll see as you say that, it breaks for a moment, and you'll see a mix of shock and sort of concern flash across his face. And he'll go, "What happened?"
He doesn't like singing. So, because I've been singing around him, some things in his past, he went into his room, tried to shoot himself. And I envy the courage to even try. At least the gun jammed.
Also going off that same insight roll, you'll see as you say that, um, some of the sort of slight fear and concern um, fades a slight bit, and you see him just kind of frown. Echo, you do know you've already done a lot of good for being in this city, right?
Does it really matter?
It mattered to Jackson Kid.
Yes, but what about the others? The ones I can't save. I can't be running to Cyrus every time.
Believe me, I wish we could help them all. But we're in a good position now to try. I know I haven't exactly given you much of a straight answer about what exactly it is we do in the Foundation, but we have some modicum of agency, and we can use that for good. And I can't say exactly when or how we'll be getting out of here, but I can promise you that if you kill yourself here, you won't be getting home.
If I kill myself here, Rory won't be trying new things to eat. I can't take care of Homer. I can't be the shoulder for Gurn to maybe not necessarily cry on, but at least I can be there for him.
He'll give a bit of a sort of sad but um, empathetic smile. Exactly. And I know there will be much more good that you you all are going to do while you're here.
I hope you're right.
Can I ask you something unrelated?
What's that?
You listed both Earth and Underland. How did you find yourself on Earth?
Claire stole me away. She'll just kind
Your
of,
daughter?
yeah, yeah. She will. She won't say anything. She'll just take the locket now without its chain and toss it to him.
Um, Hang on. Gotta make the awkward, quick sleight of hand check. Yeah, he catches the locket as you kind of toss it to him. Um, Opens it. He'll look in and see him sort of smile softly. Well, she's quite cute.
The cutest of them all.
He'll smile and close the locket, handing it back to you. So what's she like?
So mischievous. Always getting into things. I only assume that's how she got into Underland. She isn't.
Crossing planes like that is rather impressive for a child, I must say.
I don't know how she did it, but she was able to bring me back.
That is fascinating.
I think it has something to do with her real mother.
No?
She was like a whore. She was a whore like me. But she was found dead.
Do you see him frown a little bit?
I think she wanted to run away. Run away somewhere very far away.
Some form of trauma-induced psychokinesis, then. That's fascinating on a level to. And he'll start to sort of mutter to himself and then shake his head, snap himself out of it. It sounds like she has been through quite a bit.
Too much.
That seems to be the way of things.
She was a right mess when I found her. Or I guess when she found me. Do you know of anything of Cheshire cats?
Only what Clancy has been able to tell me.
And what's that?
He'll smile a little bit awkwardly. Not much.
You know, when we're kittens, we're born pure white. Our eyes just the same.
He'll nod. I believe that was mentioned, yes.
And when we find our, well, my child, when I found my child, she created me. And I became her mother. Even if I am fake. She'll take another drag off the hookah.
You'll see him just kind of watching you, sort of looking thoughtful. Probably just kind of sit in silence for a good minute or so.
Yeah, she does as well.
He'll probably just kind of hang around. Um, Maybe if Echo initiates, make some small talk, but he's just kind of hanging out. Um, Probably be able to get the vibe that he's just kind of keeping an eye out on you, sort of thing.
Mm-hmm. It'd probably be a while, but she'd probably ask him. I meant to ask you earlier, but it was mentioned to me that there's a different currency system over here.
Oh yeah, there's a few. Depending on where exactly you are, who you're dealing with. There's a couple main sort of accepted currencies outside of the solar port. They'll kind of look like he's sort of running through some things in his head for a second, and then go. The first thing, a slight miscommunication, perhaps we could call it, that I'd like to clear up. The the solar quartz. Well, the outside of the solar court isn't exactly unified in the way that you may hear it talked about within the solar court. Um, Eastern and northern cities, well, they have a lot of overlap. Um, don't really consider themselves part of any sort of unified court, as it were. So, depending on where you travel, the expectations, currencies, whatnot will differ. Um, as for what to bother concerning yourself with, most businesses other than Virago accept standard gold. It's fairly rare for people to actually carry much coin. Um, what you're most likely to run into and what's accepted virtually everywhere is Virago Industries' own dollar. Uh, he'll sort of pause, see him go through his pocket, take a sort of bluish tinged paper dollar note out, and hand it to you. Which, as you look over, you'll see on one side there's a visage of a grinning dude giving a thumbs up with the Virago logo that you would have seen on a lot of the corner stores and shops as you were walking through the commercial district. Those were the corner stores that were on like every single block. um, Tyrion will go, you can hang on to that if you'd like. One of those is equivalent to about a copper piece. There are also 10, 50, and $100 notes. Those are generally accepted everywhere outside of the Solar Court. It's the only currency the Virago storefronts accept, though they do have exchange points where you can convert your gold coin to dollars. Um, it being a one-way exchange, of course, but it's an option. Let's see. Another currency you'll come across is data coin, which how do I explain this? It's the currency a lot of automaton communities use. There's no physical representation. Um, if for some reason you'd like to trade in it, you'll need to pick up an NIA card from the United Automata Bank to access their servers for that. For the people have been trying to introduce their credits, um, their attempt at universal basic income. You won't find um, uh, just about anywhere that accepts them yet, other than Starshine Co. I'd recommend leaving those for the people who really need them anyway.
I see.
And this is an infographic that I made to show all of you, but since you have discovered it before everyone else, I'll send it to you specifically.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Speaking of the outside of the solar court not being sort of a united, organized thing, as it were, um, this is what he's getting at. Uh, this is also why the slight changes on the map have been made. Um, because the solar court actually has different names for the quarters on the eastern side of the river, the northern and eastern ones. Eastern ones. Uh, they call themselves the northern and eastern cities and don't affiliate with each other.
Oh. Alright. Huh.
I've lied to you.
Why would you do this? I trusted you.
Propaganda.
That's good.
And he'd probably explain that in more depth. The sort of intricacies of the fact that the solar court likes there to be two courts, but it's not actually like that.
I see.
Star is an organization that provides or presides over the eastern city, which is the largest part of the eastern half of the city. But there is also the northern city, which you have not experienced yet. Generally, when the so-called leaders of the lunar court are referred to, that would be Star.
Hmm. She won't really have much to add to it, but she will uh listen to like everything that he's saying and acknowledge that she's listening and yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But she doesn't really respond.
Mm-hmm. Um, you might also notice him actually taking one of the mirror cure pills at some point as you're sitting together. Probably light up just like a regular cigarette at some point too. Might as well.
I don't know how you could just sit in here without partaking.
Give me an insight check.
Ah,
He'll kind of frown a little bit. Well, it's. I usually only partake myself on weekends.
you never strike me as the person to go for this.
Just kind of do a sort of non-committal hum, sort of acknowledging that.
No judgment from me, of course.
It's not something I'm particularly proud of.
Believe me, me neither. Like, me neither.
Suppose we all have our vices.
This one's more recent.
Can I ask how long?
I don't know that answer.
She answers him. She tells him how long it's been.
Yep, sure.
He'll, whatever, regardless, kind of just nod. After a slight pause. 1 second, I have to double check something. For me, well, I will admit I used to be more of a regular client here. Um, for me, it's been about 300 years. I'll kind of lean back a little bit, looking a little forlornly, I suppose.
I'm sure there are worse things.
Plenty. Can I ask you if you know where Homer got the clarity that he took?
He hasn't told me.
I imagine he hasn't been in much of a mind state to talk, so that's fair.
Not really, but also he's very private in some aspects. Some, I should say. Others not so much, as you've seen. I think after a while, if they don't talk anymore, um, her eyes will start to flutter close. Uh, she'll probably start to doze off.
Uh-oh. Can you hear me? Hello?
Hello?
Hello? I think I cut out for a while.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Sorry, what? What would. Oh no.
What was the what was the last thing you heard?
Oh shit.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I can't even remember what the last thing. It was silent for a while.
Uh-oh. Because I was talking the entire time.
Oh no.
Um, talking about he was explaining why he asked because he was explaining that clarity can be dangerous and that if it's not pure, it can be it can cause problems for you.
Oh.
Which is why he was asking if you knew where he got it.
Well. Well, that's worrying.
He wasn't exhibiting any of the symptoms that you usually see with the tainted stuff. I'm sure Ash would have picked up on it while she was visiting you if there was something wrong.
I mean, if she was able to just pick up on a few injuries.
He'll nod. As I said, she's very intuitive.
I feel like I need to apologize to both you and her.
Well, there's no need to apologize to me, but if you'd like to visit her, she lives on Remembrance Hill. The cathedral there, kind of hard to miss.
Why am I not surprised she would live in a cathedral?
Before she joined the department, she well, she dealt with the dead and dying in the city. Since the end of the war, well, things have been quieter for her, so I'm sure she would appreciate a visit from you.
I'm sure. Her eyes really do remind me of home.
Ash is a very, very good person and a very good friend of mine. She can take some time to warm up to new people, but give me an insight check. You'll notice as he's kind of talking about her, there's a ever so slight hint of what could be maybe guilt or just sort of wistfulness about him.
Did something happen?
He'll kind of look at you for a second, sigh. Not not with her specifically. Well, I suppose you'll find out soon enough anyway, so we we lost someone not too long ago. Part of the reason why we needed to hire you. It it used to be the three of us, myself, Ash, and his name was Errol. We were the ones who used to go into the excursion zones. It was a stupid accident. It shouldn't have happened, but Ash hasn't been the same since.
I see. I'm very sorry for your loss.
I'll give you a sort of slight pained but smile. Kind of give you a nod. Yeah, I mean, he'll probably just vibe with you as long as you want. So if there's anything else that she wants to bring up or anything,
There's thunder going on right now.
thunder,
And lightning.
very
Uh,
very frightening.
yeah. The only thing I think she would maybe do or ask is Are there any songs you'd like to hear, Tyriad?
You'll see him give her a bit of a sort of curious look. Um, any specific parameters or?
Just any songs. If you hum it, I can sing it.
So you look kind of intrigued, think for a second, and then probably describe uh, a song that his mother used to sing for him.
She would sing that.
I need to change the fucking sleep settings on my laptop because it keeps turning off right as I need to roll something. Oh, yeah. As she sings, you see, at first he kind of gets a sort of wistful smile about him. Um, and then after a moment or so, as she continues singing, he'll start tearing up a little bit, kind of, sort of trying to hide it, kind of like trying to discreetly like wipe his eyes, but you could probably tell.
Mm-hmm. Once she's done, she'll give him a smile. You're very horrible at hiding your tears.
Um, he'll laugh at that. Uh, yes, so I've been told. Thank you for that.
Thank you for allowing me to sing. It's how I get most of my frustrations out. And I can't sing with Gurn at the house, so.
It is rather concerning. I hope he's all right.
We had a good talk, I think.
That's good. The four of you getting on all right?
Like a big ol' happy family. Oh, for the most part. Homer's the drunk
Oh,
uncle. Rory's the very curious child. But I don't think he's a child. In fact, I don't know how much of it he plays off, but he's smart.
you're all certainly an interesting group.
Gurn is the sweetest. I didn't think I was going to be as close as I am with Gurn in these last however many days we've been here.
I'm glad you two have each other.
I'm glad I have the four of them. Three of them.
Kind of nod and seem happy about that.
I think after a while, she will actually start to doze off.
Okay, I gotta ask.
Mm-hmm.
Does the bouquet situation come up?
You know what? Yeah, sure. Rory was acting funny earlier. Something about
Yes,
a
he was
Myra
at my apartment this morning.
at your apartment.
Well, he was at the flower shop. Um, Lily sent him up to drop something off for me. And he'll kind of like, as he gets to that part, sort of just start muttering. Like it'll devolve into mumbling as he kind of finishes the sentence. And he'll be avoiding eye contact.
Insight.
Go for it. Was it that 20?
Yeah.
He looks awkward and a little bit embarrassed.
So who gave you the flowers?
Uh, no one in particular.
Mm-hmm.
He'll kind of glance at you, realize you're not buying that, obviously, and kind of sigh. Just, eh, a friend.
Doesn't sound like a friend to me.
Just kind of awkwardly clear his throat. Um, yeah, going off that same insight. You'll see him kind of glance around, um, as if looking for something. Kind of settle in, look to look like he relaxes a little bit. Then kind of look at you again. Uh, kind of sigh and go, it's complicated, I suppose.
Oh, yeah? Jesus.
Wow, quite the rumble.
Echo makes that sound. No.
Echo's hungry. Her stomach is growling.
Shit. It's complicated. you say? In what ways?
Um, you see him kind of give you a bit of a searching look for a second, like he's debating something. Um, well, I don't know how I could even begin to explain in a way that you could understand. I I gave up dating some 200 odd years ago and wasn't planning, still am not planning on starting again. Um, but you'll see, even as he says that, a little bit of uncertainty about him.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. But you do need to know that one of my older girls always used to say, "Oh, love will hit you when you least expect it, when you're not looking for it." And that is the sweetest kind of love that you can ever have. Now, me, I don't do romance. Given my occupation. I could see it. I think there's a lot of truth to it. And I don't think you should deny yourself that happiness.
I'll kind of look at you for a sec with a bit of an unreadable expression, and then kind of almost a bit of a scoff, not like at what you're saying, but just kind of more sort of a general, um, kind of hear him just sort of mutter like love. uh, well, I suppose that's fair for most people, but I my work is my my purpose, my focus. I don't need. That's all I need. So
My work is a very huge part of me. But what do you need to realize, Tyriad? Because there's always a replacement for you. Always. But those you surround yourself with, they will stick around. You don't need to love, per se. But I think you learning to love is something I think you should be open to.
Um, Probably uh, frown the slightest bit at that last bit there. And just kind of not really respond.
There's nothing wrong with being alone, of course, but I don't know. I'd be lost without my Claire. Ainsley.
Ainsley?
My business partner.
I see.
I'm starting to feel that way about my housemates now.
He'll give you a soft smile. I'd be lost without the real department. Most of them have had my back for almost as long as any of this has been going on.
There's nothing
They're all
better.
very good people.
To have a good support system. That's what I want to be. A good support system for anybody who needs it.
It seems to be something you have a natural talent for.
But at what cost?
How do you mean?
She will. In her inebriated state, I don't know if that's the right word. What?
Yeah.
Take off the rings around her neck.
You'll see him kind of take it in, not really have much of a reaction. Um, and go. Someone did that to you?
Yep. Things have prices, darling. And in my world, you don't get far being a woman. Much less a flea bag.
See him kind of like grimace a little bit at that, and give you a sympathetic sort of nod. I understand how it is. There are quite a lot of people in the city who have come from worlds where not everyone is treated as they should be. I mean, even here, the Solar Court doesn't like people who look certain ways or fit certain stereotypes. So you catch a good bit of bitterness in his voice as he says that.
Oh, I'm sure they love me. She'll put her rings back on.
You wouldn't be entirely out of place. It's more the cold-blooded folk. Gurn, people like Lem here. He'll kind of awkwardly acknowledge the fact that Lem's been sitting in on this entire conversation.
uh, I'm sure Echo would have no problem fucking telling Lem any of this shit.
Mm-hmm.
I think she feels that comfortable with Lem, actually.
Cool.
So,
You guys are family now.
yeah. That. That's so not fair.
Give me a random insight check real quick.
Whee! Jesus.
Nice. You've been rolling like pretty good tonight.
Fucking Soul's gonna see these and be like,
Only
what the
one below a
fuck?
10. You're taking all of his luck. Give
Oh
it
my
back to him.
god.
You're using all the luck. It's a finite resource,
She has a.
clearly.
Her fucking modifiers are kind of broken.
Your wisdom modifiers are really good, yeah. Your insight especially. You'll notice ever since the the subject of love was brought up, and then especially now, um, speaking about the injustice of the Solar Court again, you'll probably notice he keeps sort of glancing at your pipe.
She will offer it to him.
You'll see him kind of freeze up for a second, look conflicted, sigh, and then take a hit. And thank you.
Not a problem. Okay, I think from there, if nothing else is said, she will start to doze off.
Okay. He'll probably sit with you. You're probably planning on just kind of staying like all night, right? I imagine
Probably.
it's already kind of getting into early morning at this point. Um,
Yeah, probably.
so I imagine she probably doze off for a bit. Um, after a bit of not smoking, she'll probably come down enough to sort of wake up. At which point, whenever she comes to, um, Tyriad will probably uh, tell her that the time, um, probably getting close to like 6 a.m. at this point. Like I imagine the sun's up. Not that you can see it from in here. There's no windows, but and ask if he can get you home.
Yes. I need to make breakfast for them anyway.
He smiles at that. And as you're sort of getting up, he'll take his pill bottle out from his cloak, um, sort of offering you one, saying it'll help with the come down and the hangover if you'd like. We'll probably also mention that it's what he does.
She'll probably take it.
All right.
Uh, yeah.
I imagine, like you guys sort of stand up, kind of fixing yourself up a bit, getting ready for the walk. Um, and then he'll kind of look at you and go, "Are you ready?"
One moment. Um, she'll go to Lem. Um, give him a smile and like thank him.
Anytime, darling. My home is your home.
I'm very glad to hear it. Um, she will like bow her head to him and uh sh- she says that she says see you soon.
He'll
We
give a
must
sort of incline his head.
we must talk more.
Certainly, I would love to reminisce, even if our worlds are slightly different. I'm sure we have much in common.
It'll be nice. She'll give him a little wave and head off with Tyrion.
All right, you reapproach Tyriad, probably anticipating walking out with him. Um, except as you walk up to him, he'll give you a bit of a confirmatory nod, confirming that you are ready. And then you're teleported.
Ooh.
So, would you like to contest that, or are you going with it?
She's going with it.
Okay. Yeah, you feel the teleport sort of slight bit of whoosh, and then you're standing in just kind of a fairly somewhat corporate looking sitting room. Just kind of brightly lit, like a white, sort of off-white walls, some sofas around, some tables. And he'll sort of gesture for you to follow him, lead you to a doorway out into a hallway. And then what Echo may recognize as some form of elevator, because they had like rudimentary ones back in her time.
Mm-hmm.
Sort of hit the button, doors open. He gestures for you to follow.
She does.
You see he hits the button for the ground floor. A moment later, you're in a sort of foyer type room. And then as he leads you out of the building, you'll realize that you were in the clock tower.
Oh. All right.
Until walk with you down the hill. And yeah, unless there's anything else, lead you back home as the sun rises.
Hell yeah.
You got to meet my butterfly boy.
Hell yeah. I love him.
Hee hee.
I want him to be her best friend. Holy shit.
Yeah. Off to a good start.
Yeah, yeah. She just put out all of her dirty laundry right in front of him.
Yep. Yeah, I like that for like probably a good 4 or 5 hours they're sitting there having these like occasional bouts of really deep, like meaningful conversation about their traumas and shit. And Lem's just sitting there like, yeah. Wow.
Good. Good. That's so funny. Ugh. That was so good. Ah! Alright, I have to go
This
to
little
bed.
secret adventure. Yeah, it's so late. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. I didn't think it was going to be 2 hours, but you know what? I'm glad it was, so...
Yeah. It was good, though. It was good.
Yeah.